Hello everyone and welcome back to my review of the 1-to-100 Master Grade Turn A Gundam. And well, finally. And in this part of the video I will go over the fully assembled MS, and well, you see it's completely panel lined and painted and whatever I felt it would need it. So well, stay tuned for that. And let's start saying what I have done. You see there I chose not to apply the sticker there. I went with some dark green ink, and then well, you see I panel lined it completely, and let me tell you, there was a lot of panel lining to do. Not that I mind, really, I like panel lining, and yeah, I really do think it looks better now that it's panel lined up. And then, well, it might be just my derpness, but I couldn't get this yellow glass to stay on, and I chose to, well, I glued it there, so yeah, now it's stuck in there. I'm not gonna use the core fighter anyway. And what else? I believe that's it. I don't think I've done anything else to this. And as for decals, well, I applied some decals just on the shield, really. I don't know why, I didn't sew the decals going so well with the Turn A's design. I mean, it is very, how can you say, simple as a design in terms of colors and, well, how can I say, let's just say that I thought decals wouldn't suit the Turn A's design and the Turn A's role in the series. But since, well, I did want some color differentiation, I chose to put decals on the shield. Because, well, the shield is removable, and if I get tired of decal, I can always take it off. And now let's move to the practical thing, the articulation, how it's changed. Well, nothing's really is changed. I'm gonna tell you the head. It can wiggle around. It's on a double joint, which is really good. Look at the range of motion he can get. Despite of rotating 360, of course, he can look pretty far up and down, and also to the side wiggle. It really is a very nice joint. It feels a bit loose, but it's not loose at all. I mean, if you put it like that, it's gonna stay like that. And well, you can move the shoulder armor out of the way to have the arm going forward and grabbing the beam saber on the back easily. And wow, it's freaking tall. I can't get it to stay on the camera. Let me just... Okay, and no change at the elbow and at the hands. They can also move to the side like so, of course. Nothing really is changed up there. And the torso can move side to side a little bit, and forward and backwards some. And of course, rotate 360. And you can move the front skirt out of the way to have the leg kicking forward pretty far. And well, on the back there are no back skirts, so it can, if the leg doesn't come off, you can have the leg going fully backward, almost fully, and no, fully backward. Okay, and then to the side, you have to kind of be careful because the armor panel is kind of high up in the hip, so you have to manage, yeah, to get it like so. But it's doable anyway, and it's not even difficult. Side skirt don't get in the way of anything, since, as said in the previous part, they are a little bit loose. Well, they are like the head. They feel loose, but they actually stay in place pretty good. And there goes the front skirt. Front skirts are a little bit of a pain, but okay. No hand ring at the knee joint, and same goes for this awesome joint. And well, and the foot is pretty much unchanged, of course. And well, that will be about it for articulation. Arming him up is pretty fun though. The beam saber can be held without any problems. You just take a beam and slide the beam saber handle out of his back, out of his shoulder, I should say, and then, well, of course, plug it in. And then there are little pegs on the hands that'll allow you to put the sabers in there. Yeah, and you don't even have to hold it, although of course it is always better. And it's gonna, well, grab it without any problems whatsoever, and looking pretty cool. And I gotta say, they also add a little bit of color differentiation, which is always a plus. As said in my White Dingo review, I think the pink and the white goes really well together. And let's move on to the other weapon. Let's take in the shield, and all you have to do, well, you can also just peg it there. It's gonna stay pretty secure without anything to hold it. But I find it is always best to take out the handle and plug it into his hand, and then click the peg and take down these little things, which doesn't seem to help the actual stability of the shield, but add quite a little bit of detail. Well, when you look at from the back, of course. From the front, I guess you aren't gonna see much, but anyway, when it's on, the shield can slide forward and backward pretty far actually, so you can maneuver it around. If he somehow gets involved with the shoulder, you can always put it down. So, well, you can see it doesn't even touch the shoulder armor. And yeah, it's a pretty cool shield. It's a little bit heavy, but so far I haven't had any weight issues. And let's bring in the beam rifle, and you just slide this thing back, pull down the handle, and it has a peg, of course, the same as the beam saber. I find it is better to leave the handle at an angle, but just pull it straight and then peg it in, and then choose the, if the thumb doesn't get in the way, and plug it in, and then choose the actual angle. And yeah, you see, let it just fiddle around it. There you go. He holds it without any problems, and it looks really cool, I have to say. Yeah, it does look cool. And getting it onto his other handle might be a little bit more tricky, but it's doable. Just slide this thing back, pull out the handle, rotate, and then somehow have it hanging in his hand. There isn't really a specific way to hold it. Something like that. Of course, you will have to fiddle around with the legs and the arms to get everything in place and looking even better. But well, I'm here just to show you how it attaches. Let's leave to lighting all the action posts and highlighting, by the way. And even if I fail to see a purpose for this, you can always have him carrying the beam rifle like it was, well, a suitcase. And what about the hammer? The hammer is a pretty cool weapon. I really love the concept of having a medieval weapon on a giant robot, but it is a little bit tricky to get it to hold it, because it has these little spikes which tend to get in the way. So, well, unless you want to cut them, you're gonna have a, well, I'm not gonna say you're gonna have a hard time, but it might be tricky, just know that. But anyway, when it's on, I gotta say the effect looks really cool. And yeah, even if now I'm cheating, since this is from Kotobukiya, you get the idea. On to posing now, where so far I gotta say, I had a couple parts falling off. Of course the front skirt, but also the legs sometimes are gonna pop out. At least on mine. But it's not a big deal. Once you put them back, they are fine. what else? I really can't think of anything bad about this. It's really awesome. The ankles are doing a fantastic job of keeping it up, and I actually have both feet flat, so it's really cool. And this little joint there really makes all the difference. And when you get it up aerial, it's gonna look even better. The feet pointing down are actually really fun, and not to talk about this joint, which bends forward. I really love the effect. It really looks dynamic and menacing. Hi. And yeah, this really does look cool. And the issues I got are about the same, the leg popping out and the front skirts, and well, nothing really much. The upper torso is actually pretty solid. I didn't have even these things falling off. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show you that if you want, where did that thing go? Oh, there it is. Something fallen. Never mind, catch it later. There it is, the cow. You can take off these things to put the cow inside. I mean, how cool is that? How many times are you gonna see a cow over a flying Gundam? That's really cool. And there it is, replicating one of the action poses you'll find on the side of the box, and looking really amazing. And before I forget, they also give you two parts which will plug. Let me show you this. These panels on the shoulder open up to reveal two holes, and you just plug these pieces of plastic there, and then rip the armor back, so it looks like it's just hanging there, but it's actually under the shoulder. It's pretty cool. And then let's do the same to the other side, and this one actually has some kind of a swing mechanism. And these things are to store respectively, where did it go? Oh, there it is. The beam rifle, if I can get it to its compact mode. Come on, little thing. There you go. The beam rifle, which will go like so. If I can get it. There you go. Like so. That's actually upside down. Maybe it was meant to go on the other side. But anyway, you get the idea. Then the other one is for the shield, of course. And that would really be about it. So, final verdict on this guy. It has some flaws, there's no denying. Bye bye Pikachu. The front skirts in premise are really a pain because they will continue to pop out, and unless you wanna like stop this second, there are 2 points of articulation, right? The ball joint and the hinge, and unless you wanna stop the hinge, there is no way the front skirt will stay on more securely. They will continue to pop out. Well, unless I guess you might put some glue to make the peg thicker, but I'm really not wanting to because it's a really small peg and I'm afraid to break it. So yeah. Then what else? Some parts feel loose, like the front skirts and the head. They're not going anywhere, but they really feel loose, and I don't know, I just don't have a really good impression of those. But anyway, they stay fine. There's really no way you could count that as a con. And then this little yellow piece, well, translucent yellow, likes to pop out more than I'd like to. And what else? I can't really think of anything. Oh yeah, if you wanna count it, the hammer, the spikes on the handle makes it a little bit tricky to hold into the hand, but I really wouldn't say it's the con of the kit. It's just the weapon. I mean, it's an extra. It's not like it was one of his main weapons. And then, last but not least, the legs sometimes do like to pop out. And really, there's nothing else. But really, I had a hard time just thinking of some negatives at all, because this kit is really awesome. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about those. These are the open dynamic hand. They are cool. They are really cool. Quite detailed. I really like those. But I feel they don't look that much different from the normal manipulator, just stretched out a little bit. But anyway, as I was saying, this kit is really awesome. The articulation is amazing. It has a awesome inner frame, and even though the chest is almost, well, you could say it's almost empty inside when you take off his lungs, I suppose. Yeah, when you take off those, it's a little bit hollow, but the construction is great. The construction on this guy is actually one of the most interesting construction I've ever seen, and I think I will ever see. For a master grade, of course, at least. I don't know, it feels like almost every pose you put it in is gonna look awesome. Like, just look at this. It's just standing there with his arms a little bit spread, and it does look awesome. I don't really know what to say. Are there any negatives at all? Yes, there are, of course. I've talked about that on the previous shot, but really, you can't say this is a bad kit. I totally recommend it to everyone. It is a must-have. It is also the only master grade that we got from Turn A so far, so buy it and take it. I don't know, just get this thing. It's amazing. I totally recommend it. You won't be disappointed. Even if you don't like the Turn A's design, I like it. But even if you don't like it, this kit is phenomenal. Just the kit itself, the construction, the detail, everything. I can't stress this enough. Buy it. It's a must-have. So that will be about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, of course. And I will see you at the next review. This was Sky from MECHAVERSE.co.